Hello and welcome to this new lesson in which we are going to code the face.short Python file. So the first step here is to create a new folder and let's call it face recognition. Let's call it first 3 for easier access. Now click a new file and let's call it face.short.py. Now this is our first file. Now to increase the font size in Visual Studio Code, press Ctrl++. As you can see, it's like zooming in. Now, if you want to zoom out, then Ctrl-. The first step here is to import the CV2 library. Now, the name of the person will be added here. So, the name that we already added to the dataset folder, which is Ashraf, it must be identical. You can replace it with your name. And here we need to set the camera. So it will be cv2.video capture, and we have to add the number 0. Now, as you can see, since we are using this platform, import CV2 could not be resolved because it doesn't even know what is CV2. That's why it's not recognized here, but will be recognized in our program on our Raspberry Pi. Now, once we are done with this, now what we will do next is to create a window and name it, and let's say specify the size in pixels. So write cv2 dot named window, and inside here we will add two parameters. The first thing is the window name. It will be press space button to take a photo. For sure, the photo will be for yourself. Now, the window will be cv2 dot window normal. The window normal means that we will create a normal window, not a alert window or any other type of window. We also need to set the size, so cv2 dot resize window, and between these two parentheses we will create the same name as the first parameter, and we will add the size. Let's make it 600 by 400. Now let's add an image counter variable. So image counter to count the number of images, and the initial value will be 0. Now we'll create a while loop. Write while true. When we use this structure, we usually refer to making an infinite loop because the true will always be true. So while true, and we also know that Python language doesn't have the curly braces like in C, so we have to leave a space. Now, do the following. We need to call the camera dot read function, which will return two things. The first thing is the return, and the second thing is the number of frames. So we'll make it equal to this. Whatever will be sent from the camera dot read function will be stored in the ret and frame. Now, after doing that, we need to check if not ret. In this case, we want to print a text telling the user that we failed to grab frame. So write print failed to take or grab a new frame. Then we need to break from this. Now, once done, we need to, after the if statement, if this was not the case and if we managed to go ahead with the frame, we need to tell the user to press space to take a photo. So write cv2 dot imShow. Now it will take two variables, press space to take a photo, and we need to make sure that it has the same text as this window. So paste it here, and the frame will be stored inside the frame. After that, we need to wait. So write k equal cv2.wait t. Now we will wait for a key press. After that, we need to check if the key is pressed and the actual or the specific key that was pressed. And we can do that by simply checking using if statement, if key, right, the percentage sign equal 27. In this case, it's most likely that the user pressed the escape key. Now, don't forget to add two equal signs here, because here we are asking if this equals this. Now, if this is the case, then the user pressed the escape, so print escape hit. We are closing the program. And then break. That's it. Now, if you did all of this, we need now to check if space was pressed, which will inform the program that we want to take a new photo. In this case, we will use else if, like elif, then k percentage 256, 65, sorry, equal 32. Now in that case, space was pressed, so the user wants to take a new image. So like image underscore name, which will hold the new image name. We already know that we have the data set folder, and we created it already. We will add the name plus we will add slash image underscore two curly braces dot jpg. We will store it in jpg format, and after that add dot format, and between the two parentheses add the image counter value. So the first image will be 0, the second one will be 1, and so on. And we'll increase the counter in a minute. So once you are done with this, make sure to have the same name, img, image counter. Now, once done, write cv2 dot imWrite. Now, we want to write the image name and the frame. Then we need to print to make sure that everything went correctly. Add two curly braces written, and after the double quotation, write format and image name. This is just to print the text to the user. Once we are done, we create an image name, and we took an image, stored it inside this image name, which is basically the frame. An image here means a frame. After that, we printed this text to make sure that the user knows that we have created an image successfully. Then the last step is increasing the counter. So image underscore counter plus equal 1 or plus plus. Once done, you need to go back of this to the beginning of the line, write cam dot release to make sure that the cam is released for any other software to use it. And we need to close the window, so write cv2.destroy all windows. That's it. This is our Python code. Now let's do a quick overview. We imported the OpenCV library. We created a new variable called name with the name of the folder that we created. We called the camera. Now this number might change if we have more than one camera. We created a window with this name, a normal window, and we also set the size of the window to 600 by 400 pixel. We created an image counter to count the number of images that we will create. We add an infinite loop, as you can see here. Now, after adding the infinite loop, we call the cam.read to read from the camera. Now, if it returned nothing, we will print fail to take or grab a new frame to the user. Otherwise, we will show the user that he has to press on the space button to take a photo, and we will wait for the key to be pressed. Now, if the key is 27, it means that he pressed the escape key. So we will break out of this loop and close the program. But if the key is space, which is 32 here, we'll create a new variable called image name, and we will write the new frame to this new variable, and we will print to the user a text showing the name of the new image, which is basically his face image, and we will increase the counter by 1. So the first image will end with 0, the second one will end with 1, the third will end with 2, and so on. Once we are done, when we press escape, it will release the camera and close all windows. In the next lesson, we are going to test out this code to take few images. Thanks for watching this lesson. These images are important to train our, let's say, module to recognize our face. Now, if you want to create another face, you can change the name here and create a new folder, and you should be good to go. Thanks for watching this lesson. This is Ashraf from Educational Engineering Team. Hello and welcome to this new lesson in which we are going to train or to test out our first script. The first Python script in this folder is the face shot. So let's go. As you can see, we have this folder, and we already know that we need to create a dataset folder inside it with our name. So here we have our folder set inside our Raspberry Pi. Now, as you can see, we have a folder called face recognition. Now we need to open the face shot code, which is the empty Python script, and paste our Python script inside it. So double click on it. Now go to the Visual Studio Code and copy the code that we have on the face shot Python file. Paste it here. And save the file. Now, here we have it. This is a simple text editor, as you can see. Now we can go back and open this script using the Python IDE, the Thony Python IDE, and we can simply load our code. Here it is, face shot. And we can run it to see if we have any errors. Now, as you can see, here we have one error in importing CV2 because no module named CV2. So to fix this error, Let's maximize this window. Go to the command line, and here I need you to install the NumPy. So sudo install, or let's start with apt-get install python numpy. Now let's do a sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get install python OpenCV. Then add another space and write python skippy, another space ipython. Now let's see what will happen. We are trying to update and install the package, and as you can see, it's not finding the OpenCV library. Now to fix this issue, what you need to do is simply run this command: pip install OpenCV Python. Give it some time and it will download and install the library and fix any issues if there is any. As you can see, successfully installed OpenCV. Now let's hit the run again. Now as you can see, we have another error here. Once we hit the run, you can see that we have the import CV2 is good, but here cannot open shared object file, no such file or directory. Now to fix this issue as well, you need to go back to the command line, and inside this command line, what you need to do is simple. Write sudo apt-get install lib atlas dash base dash dev and wait few seconds. Click yes, hit enter, and it will install the missing libraries to make sure that the OpenCV library will work without any problems. As you can see, it's unpackaging and installing the missing library. Now let's run again. As you can see, as we go with this, we are getting more errors. So we need to fix them one by one. And this is the main reason for testing. Now, as you can see here, we have runtime error, module compiled against API version, but this version of NumPy is 0xd, not 0xf. So you need to fix this issue with NumPy. Now, as you can see, we have another error, so let's fix it. So let's update the NumPy. Go back here, and let's clear this. Write pip install numpy dash dash upgrade. Now, if there is an upgrade available, it will upgrade to the latest version to avoid the error. And as you can see, there is an upgrade, and we should just wait and see after the download and install process is done. Done. Now we have NumPy installed, as you can see. Let's go back and hit the run. Now, as you can see, as we fixed most of the issues, we have one last issue, which is this one. Attribute error. Module CV2 has no attribute called resize windows. So let's go back. We might have misspelled this. So let's double check the spelling. Okay, we have an extra S here. Click run. Again, we are doing this together because I think this is the right way to do it. And as you can see, Now we have the software, and it's asking me to press on the space bar, as you can see, to take new images. So let me move the mic up and let me look at the camera. So okay, now I took about 14 images. So we can just press escape to exit, and that's it. I just, as you can see, added about 14 images for me in different positions, looking at the camera with an angle. And once done, I press escape, and we have all the images inside the folder called dataset Ashraf. So here are the images, and they are ready for the next step, which is the train model script. Thanks for watching this lesson. If you have any question, please ask in the Q&A board. I'll be more than happy to answer. This is Ashraf from Educational Engineering Team.